right, family, so we have another recap for now. Now, this one right here is a sad one. You know, a lot of people struggling in life with trauma, because of things that they went through from their very own father, mother, sister, brother. And we see some person sometime and we just don't know what they might go through. And this story right here is the perfect example. This young lady is talking about how her father was extremely abusive to her after her mother leave her at Jamaica and went overseas. And she suffered a lot of abuse by the hands of her very own father, the deacon at her church, and also her other family members. Viewers, this one is an extremely interesting but yet sad one. Take a listen to what was being shared.
My mom left when my sister was only 3 months old, and I was 2 years old. And I remember, like, even as young as 6, I had to protect my sister, and I always felt kind of bad because my mom left at 3 months, and people used to pick on her and call her lean face, they like were really mean to her. Um, so my dad, like, whenever something like she did something wrong, I would always get beaten. He would never beat her. He said because I'm the oldest one, he's going to beat me. That was I never felt that was right, but that was his way of parenting. So in 2003, I turned 12, and my life took. This is when my life just took a turn for the worse, and I wanted to talk to my mom so bad. Like, I wanted a relationship with my mom. And one night I was hanging out with this girl in the community. I went to a party. I think it was Boxing Day. I'll never forget. And I knew I should have been hanging out with her because she was kind of fast, But I don't know. I still, whatever. I against my better judgment, I went and hung out with her. And there was this guy there, and he was talking to me, and he was like, and I was like, oh, can I borrow your phone to call my mom? And he was like, yeah, yeah, sure. Call me, like, you got to come around here and use it. And like, my dad sheltered me. We didn't go anywhere. Like, we just went to school and home. I didn't know anything. Like, my dad would leave like books for me to read, like books on top of books. So I didn't have anywhere. So I really was naive to people. I was like 3 years old in my head. I was really naive. So I went along with this guy, and he tried to have sex with me. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And like, inserted his thing in me. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, you told me you had sex with her." I'm like, "No, I didn't." Like, I don't know, like, what's that? And he was like, "Oh, you're a virgin." And I'm like, "Yes." Like, what did you do? I never told anybody anything about it because I was scared of my father. Like, I couldn't talk to him because. So I kept it a secret, and then I. Okay, so he met this woman, and this is when it even got worse. This woman was super nice. Like, when she started to come in, and she had 2 kids, and I mean, like, she flipped. So we grew up in church, and we grew up in a Pentecostal church. He decided to take us from this church and put us into this church with this woman, which was a Seventh Day Adventist church. And I begged him, I'm like, "Daddy, I don't want to go to that church because, it was a complete different type of Christianity." And he whatever, he said, "You're gonna go." So I had a diary, and I wrote in my diary, and it wasn't nothing. I just wrote, like, literally, like how I'm telling you, like, I did not want to go to the church. I don't think it's fair that he's forcing me to go to a church that I don't want to go to, and it's completely different from the church that I grew up into. like I said back then, I did not just think my sister was behind any of this. So I'm thinking this man has a target on me. So in I guess I don't know what she told the lady. That's the stepmother. I don't know what she told the lady. And the lady come and she tell my father whatever. The man put on him shoes and him give me some kick. The man give me some kick. The man kick me up like me a football. The man give me some kick. The man beat me. The man beat me and just tell me something never want to go to church no more. And he started to get like really mean. Like he would tell me to kill myself. Like I should just walk up in traffic and kill myself. And I think he was just getting fed up. Fed up. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. He would tell me to walk out into traffic and kill myself. And that he don't like me because I remind me of my mom. And I remember like one time he said to me, and it hurt my feelings so bad because like I always felt like something was wrong with me because he was like, "Oh, you're not gonna be a good person when you grow up." You know, kids are impressionable, and I'm trying to be a good person because he had told me about God from up three, and I'm literally trying to be a good person. He was like, "You're not going to be a good person when you grow up. You're going, your sister is going to be a better person than you. You know, she's going to be the one to take care of me." And that like stuck with me. Um, too. So going to this church led to me getting sexually assaulted again. So this is the first time I had, the first time the first rape happened. Never said anything to anybody. I caught chlamydia, and I had to shut my mouth for the entire year. Like I don't know how I went through something like that. So my second sexual assault was because I went to this church. The lady has a friend at the church, at the church, and unstoppable. I'm gonna say this church name. I don't care because this church is filled with pure wicked people, and they contributed to a lot of my mental illness. This Balcom Drive Seventh Day Adventist Church, and there was a pastor in there, a deacon or whatever. One day I was home with him. I don't know if we're alone or whatever it was because it was like two rooms, and he was watching his wife wedding video. We were watching his like wedding video, and by the end of the video, this man was like maybe in his 30s, pushed his tongue down my throat and have sex with me, the deacon. And again, I can't say nothing to my father because I told this man I didn't want to go to this church. This man beat me up. I don't know who to trust. I don't know what to say, so I started to run away. I felt like because I never had sex, and here I am, my two first sexual experience. I was 13, so the first time was 12, and I was 13 the second time. So the lady just hated me. I don't know why, and I don't like. I think my sister was feeding her information because my sister's a great actor. I did not think I did not find out this woman it hated me up until 2 years ago. Cause I just loved her, you love somebody, I don't see any wrong. I'm like, no, there's no way she's gonna do me wrong. Like, I take care of her. Like, I didn't eat. Sometimes I wouldn't even eat lunch. I would bring her home lunch so she could eat. Like, no, you eat, I will eat, and I would think I like, yeah, I'm gonna take the beating for you. Like, yeah, let me take it for you. I'm the older one, I'd rather me take it than you. Um, One night him come home and beat him wake me up I don't even remember what. Just imagine me waking up in your sleep and him give me some lick with one of my church shoes. Them say, "Oh me kiss boy." At church, and like blood starts splat, blood just everywhere, blood everywhere. And I don't even know what's in my top box yet at this time now, because I'm like, him no wait, him just wake up and just beat me. Him just start beat me. So one day at church, me and the girlfriend had the stepmothers. We had a disagreement. Um, she came. I was talking to someone, like arguing with someone, and she came in, like she put herself in it. I'm like, I wasn't talking to you. I didn't really say it. I literally said I wasn't talking to you, but she didn't like that I say that. So she hurry up and she run down after church on a Saturday. She run down to go tell my father, because anything she say, man, my fear two kids, I might call him daddy, and he might tell me for go walk off in a car and kill myself. So yeah, when I come down, I'm gonna come on the day and beat me up and send me a shop. Well, me disrespecting woman and blah blah blah. So I'm not coming back home. I'm like, I'm not coming here. I can't take this no more, because, mind you, all of this is happening to me, and I'm like, why me? Why? What am I doing? I still cannot figure it out. So I went to one of my cousin's house in Red Hills. I walked from my community to Red Hills that night to one of my cousin's house. And this cousin, his mom is in foreign, and that's my dad's sister. So my dad's sister called my mom, and everybody was getting on my mom like, no, you need to take them. You need to take them up. This man have them from long time. What you doing? Because this time I'm 13, about to probably be 14. You know, so this one night, this one of the beatings I remember before I left Jamaica. My something with my sister, she lost a chain, and I was gonna take the beating for her like I always do, but this, I think my dad was drunk and he attacked her, and I wasn't used to seeing that, and I felt so bad like for her, because it beat her button and left a scar in her back. Um, so my stepmom, she manipulated us into kids, because my dad used to fight her also, and she manipulated us to go to school and tell the school like, oh yeah, he's abusing us. It was a whole thing, like a whole thing. I almost got expelled out of school, and I passed for like a really really good school, and I almost got expelled from that school because of that entire thing. And we was in a group home for like 2 weeks, and until like my dad, when we got out, he was like, oh, I'm gonna change. I'm not gonna deal with that lady anymore. XYZ. She started coming back around like not too long after that. And throughout my entire life, the people I surround myself with, that's been my entire life. They don't like me, and I'm so used to being in that like space. That's
Mm-hmm.
all I surround myself with. I don't really remember what happened. What happened to where I had to run away. I run away to my grandpa's house in Ochi. And when my grandpa called them, my grandpa called them, and my grandpa was like, come down here, I want to talk to you. This is his father. And he bring the woman. My grandfather ended up on cuss out the woman. My grandfather kind of rude, and he cursed out the lady really, really bad. And, she didn't like that. So when we was going back, and I think we were in a park in Ochi. I don't really remember the name of the park. The man closed his fist and licked me dead in my face and beat me. And some man out there for say, what you do, my youth? Your sister, me like 30, I'm like 99 pounds. The man closed his fist and beat me. My sister ran away too, and nothing. I was always the beaten stick in my family. Um, this whole thing led like it leads to us moving to St. Anne for a little bit, and I didn't like down there because I just didn't like down there. There was too many people in the house, and one day I came back up to town to come get come up some of my stuff, because I was about to go to school in St. Anne. I was gonna go to Fern Court, and when I come down there, I had a biological sister down there, And she just came and she started cussing me off. And again, I'm like, why me? I just left from maybe 5 hours and I came back straight down to St. Anne. And by the time I come back down, she cussing me off, telling me there was a nasty rumor going around saying my dad raped me and I had an abortion for him. And for the life of me, I don't know who started. This woman started a rumor. That's the stepmother. But I'm like, how did it end up down there? At that time, again, I said I did not suspect my sister. Now she was the one. She was the one, and then my sister, that my other biological sister. We have an older biological sister down there, and I'm talking about my youngest sister. She was the one that brought that rumor down there because she was used to talking behind my back about me to people, and she stole $500 from my sister, and somehow they thought it was me. I never felt so embarrassed because my older sister, it led me to never speaking to that older sister again. This older sister even tried reaching out, and I can't. That whole situation, I don't trust my older sister because even though that wasn't true, and I explained that to her, it's just I was your younger sister, and you tried to kick me when I'm down. Like I could never. I just don't see you as my sister. You're my dad's child, and that's just too far. I just too far for me. And we end up moving back home to Kingston because my grandfather came down and he was like, "No, you need to come get your kids." And that's to my father, like, "What are you doing?" Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Okay, whatever." So somehow I end up at this lady's house again. This is a stepmother, and she had sex in front of me with a man where she meets the man of my father name too. And she never do it in front of your pin of them because she have two other pin of them. And she did it in front of us as a child. That was so disturbing to me, extremely disturbing because I'm like, why would someone do this? And I went beside the mom and got up. I'm gonna say, yes, I'm going to go tell him, like this is going to be it. Like he not gonna talk to her no more. I don't know what she said or how she flipped it. The man said I have to go because me not gonna mash up me and the woman. You have to go. You have to go. Me at 14 and up. Probably I'm not even yeah, probably about 14. Probably just turned 14. So we're not 2005 now. And it was like you have to go because you're not going to mash up me and my woman. So I ended up like at the bottom part of my community, and this part is more dangerous, with a cousin on my mother's side of family. I mean, I have other cousins, so I had to share a bed with my older boy cousin. And every night, him try to push feet with inside of me. Every single night until I was there. That man, every single night, he tried to rape me. It was just like only time he never got away with it is because my cousin was on the other bed, and even to then, I'm like, man, maybe it's something about me. Like maybe I'm just. Because I'm a child, I'm shocked. I don't even know nothing about sex. I really people understand. I'm like, maybe it's just something about me. Maybe I'm not, I'm just born to just be this person. I don't know. And then that entire year, I missed an entire year of school. When my stepmom came in my life, that was the first time I missed a day of school. I was the girl that had perfect attendance. Rain, snow, shine, hurricane, I'm at school. But when that lady come in my life, 1 year of school I missed.
If you found this one interesting and you want to hear the rest of the program, click the link in the description down below and it will take you directly to the show and you can listen to it in its entirety. Viewers, trust me, it gets deeper. She talks about after leaving Jamaica, leaving her father, leaving all of the abuse behind, or so she thought, then going to her mother, and a whole different set of abuse started. So if you want to watch it, click the link in the description. It will take you to Unstoppable Live. When you go over there, watch the video, click the subscribe button, leave a comment and let me know that you came over from the recap channel and me will give you a welcome. Alright? Until next time, stay strong, stay positive, stay motivated, but most of all, remain unstoppable.
Unstoppable.